Ma'am, when you said there was well, that when did that you were alleging that incident took place? What how far along pregnant were you?
Enjoy the video. Hit the like button.
So at this time, the court's going to go ahead and call Bell County calls number 26 DFAM 360,362. Court's taking judicial notice of the court file that this is in the interest of Sweeney minor child, non-custodial party being Kayshawn Lamont Johnson hyphen Joswant, and custodial party is Ayanna Renee Harris. And this matters before the court on the petition to establish parent-child relationship. Court's taking judicial notice of the court file and filing. The court will note that looks like there was a standard request made. Name change was pled for if necessary. There was a request for productions of documentation from Mr. Johnson Tresvant, and the court did, and the state did request repayment of court costs, but only from the custodial or from the father, and not the mother. Anyway, the court was so that's the pleadings. There was the revised Bell County standing order as part of the order, was started as part of the petition in this matter, and the court will know for the record appears that both parties were served back in March. Miss Harris's information, address information was not included, and that usually means something, but I'll have the state verify that in a moment. And it appears that Mr. Okay, there he is. All right, Mr. Johnson Tresvant was served with in Kaufman, Texas. Okay. Anyway, the court will back on April the 1st. Sorry, not in March, but he was served on April the 1st. Anyway, at this time, I'll ask the state for an open to tell the court what the state's requesting we do here today and what you understand agreements and contests to be at this time. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. The state is requesting or has filed a petition to establish the parent-child relationship. The state is requesting you take judicial notice of the pleading.
Our court has already done that. Thank you.
And let the record reflect, I have what has been previously marked for identification as Exhibit A, the DNA test report, Your Honor. I am prepared to share screen if I may.
Yes, you may.
Here is the DNA test report. I'd like that it be, I request that it be admitted into evidence, and I have already shown it to the parties. It shows that Mr. Keith. Oh,
go ahead and blow that up a little bit more. Thank you. Judge need glasses, but I can't see that well. Thank you. There you go. That's good enough. All right. And you go ahead and proceed with your statement, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor. It just shows the probability of paternity is 99.9999% for Mr. Keyshawn Johnson Tresvant and Eliana Sweeney. Oh, sorry, Your Honor. Yes.
Go back down again, please. Thank you. All right, the court will take judicial notice of. Okay, first off, I'll start with you, sir. Any objection to this coming in evidence? Did you hear me? Any objection, sir?
I'm so sorry, Your Honor. One more time.
Any objection to the DNA test coming in? Yes, sir.
No, I have no objections at all.
All right, Ms. Harris, any objection?
No, sir.
All right, then the court go ahead and find that we'll find that the father is the father. The probability of paternity is 99.999999999 with a combined paternity index of 113 trillion to 1, which Mr. Sir means you would have won that lottery last night about 400 times before this child is not yours. Okay, so yeah, this is your $1 billion baby. Okay, so the court will so find at this point, sir, that you are the biological father. And we'll go forward at that. Go forward at this time. Thank you, Mr. Baxter. Go ahead and proceed with your statement, opening statement. Thank you.
May I stop sharing, Your Honor?
Yes, you may.
Yes, Your Honor. So I have the DNA test report establishing the paternity. I believe that the child support should be $584 starting September the 1st, 2026. Medical support should be $100 starting September the 1st, 2026. I believe there is a retroactive judgment of $8,361.40 as of August 11th, 2026. When I got that amount, I gave him credit for paying $506.98 in direct payments to Ms. Harris. And the repayment amount should be $92 per month starting September the 1st, 2026. The state has no position on conservatorship, possession, and access. The state is requesting appropriate findings on family violence, non-disclosure, and court costs. And if there is a name change, I believe the parties agree that it should be Eliana Larice Sweeney-Tresvant, Your Honor.
Sweeney-Tresvant. Okay, thank you.
Yes, and that is to reflect Ms. Harris's maiden name and Mr. Tresvant's last name.
All right, good enough. All right, thank you very much, Ms. Bexler. Now at this time, I ask both of the parties to raise your right hands and let me get you under oath. All right, do you both solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you both can put your hands down. I'm going to go ahead and let the state call you as both as witnesses. Here's the deal, folks. You're technically your own lawyers, okay? At the end of the testimony today, you both of you will have the right to give the court any further testimony you think I need to make an appropriate decision in this case. Plus, at the end there, if you want to make a closing statement or closing argument as your own counsel, you'll be allowed to do so also. But this time, I'm going to let the state call you as individual witnesses, get the information out before the court that's necessary for me to make most of the ruling. And then if there's anything else either you want to add, you'll be allowed to do so as soon as that's completed. As soon as the state has completed asking you questions. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and let the state call your first witness. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. The state calls Iana Harris. Ms. Harris, what is your name?
Ayana Harris.
What was the name of the child in the case?
Eliana Larice Sweeney.
What is her date of birth?
12/31/2024.
Who does she live with?
Me.
Who is Eliana's father?
Keyshawn Tresvant.
How often does Keyshawn Tresvant see Eliana?
He hasn't seen her.
Why has he not seen her?
I've offered for him to come to Killeen to see her. He has stated multiple times he does not want to drive to Killeen to see her.
What concerns do you have for Eliana's safety?
Just sometimes he can have a temper.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
I mean, I've witnessed it certain times with his oldest child. When I was pregnant, he was rather aggressive. There was a police report for him headbutting me in the stomach. And then while I was in labor, the police did get involved because there was altercation at the hospital and the CPS case was opened. And he assaulted my stepfather at the hospital.
So, when did this happen?
The assault at the hospital, it was December 31st, that morning, about 2 a.m.
So how do you feel about unsupervised visitation between Mr. Johnson Tresvant and Eliana?
As of right now, I'm not comfortable with him just because seeing how Eliana interacts when she sees family from out of town, she wouldn't be used to seeing him, so she would kind of cry and be irritable.
Do you have someone who could supervise visitation?
Yes.
Who is that?
My godmother. Her name is Stephanie Williams.
Would she be willing to supervise?
Yes.
How well do y'all co-parent?
We haven't really co-parented a lot just because he has stated multiple times he was willing to help with her, and then it was, I'm not helping with her until we go to the courts and they establish paternity.
What concerns do you have for your own safety?
I mean, besides him saying he would find people to beat me up or threatening me, I don't have any concerns.
So this instance of physical abuse that you alluded to earlier, what happened there?
He came home from being in the field. We got into a little argument. I asked for space. I tried to lock myself in the bathroom. He wouldn't allow me to lock myself in the bathroom. An old friend came upstairs and tried to defuse the situation, and the old friend witnessed him headbutt me in the stomach. And that's when the old friend called the police because he had no choice because I was pregnant. He did headbutt me in the stomach.
In a final order, your address and telephone number could be made public. Do you have concerns?
I have concerns about the address, not the telephone number.
What are the concerns?
Just that he could try to pop up there unannounced.
Why do you have that concern?
He's done it with previous people.
After Eliana was born, did you and Mr. Johnson Trevsvant and Eliana live together?
No, ma'am.
During the time y'all were separated, did Mr. Johnson Trevsvant pay any money to you for Eliana?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the total amount? Do you know?
Like around $500.
Is it somewhere around $506.98?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have private health insurance through your employer available for Eliana?
No, ma'am.
If the judge changes Eliana's name to reflect Mr. Johnson Trevsvant, what last name do you prefer?
Sweeney Trevsvant.
Is Sweeney your maiden name?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, I'll come back in just a moment. I'll let the state go ahead and call your next witness, please.
State calls Mr. Johnson Trevsvant. Mr. Johnson Trevsvant, what is your name?
Keyshawn Johnson Tresvant.
Are you the father of Eliana Sweeney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you take the genetic test?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your field of work?
I work at a steel plant. Micah Steelworks.
How much are you paid?
After the child support that I pay
How much per hour are you
per
paid?
hour? I'm sorry. 19.
And how many hours do you work per week?
Monday through Friday, I work 10 to 11 hours.
Is that 10 hours per day?
Yes, 10 to 11 hours at most. Just if
How
we're
many
running,
oth-
just if we're running late. I'm so sorry.
How many other children do you have besides Eliana?
I just have one. You're on.
One other or Eliana?
Do you have a son?
Yes.
Okay.
Koa Xavier Tresvant.
How old is Koa?
Koa is currently 3.
Where does he live?
He lives with his biological mother.
Are you court ordered to pay child support for Koa?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you agree that you paid approximately $506.98 to Miss Harris for the support of Eliana?
Yes, but my question was to the different child support case that I have. How, would it still be 800 and 500 on top of that? Because if so, I don't have enough to.
Here's the deal, sir. Once you get this new order, you can go request a change of the child support of the other based on the fact you now have another child. It's not going to go down a lot, but it won't go down some. Well, it depends on whether or not you used to make something else other than what you're earning now. But right now, the state's looking at 17.5% going forward for child support based on the fact you have one in and one out. The court in the other matter would do the same.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any concerns regarding Eliana's safety?
As far as from what I've seen, like I said, I've never met her as far as physical, but from what I've seen, like on her story or people just sending me her.
Stop. There you go, sir. You can only testify to something you are an eyewitness to, sir, or something the mother told you directly. You cannot testify to anything else that you saw, videos, Facebook, TikTok, nothing. You can only testify to what you're an eyewitness to. And like I said, seeing media, like I say, like TikTok and Facebook doesn't count. All right. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. As far as meeting Ileana, it was only for 30 minutes, but it was behind her mom's back. We met at a Five Guys due to my son's mom setting that up for us, making an arrangement, so I was able to see her. But other than that, that was the last time I seen her, and she wasn't even a month old, I don't believe.
Do you have any concerns regarding her safety with Miss Harris?
No, I do not.
Do you have any concerns regarding your own safety with Miss Harris?
As far as just randomly at the blue texting, no. Other than that, no.
In a final order, your address and telephone number could be made public. Do you have concerns regarding that?
Yes. I do not want my address published, nor do I want my phone number.
Would it put you in any danger?
As far as phone number, yes, ma'am. Because I've ran into more complications of just her family members calling me and threatening me of the situation that happened a year and some change ago. And then as far as my address, I just don't want nobody popping up. Same as her. I can't risk it as of right now.
Do you have health insurance available to you for Eliana through your employer?
As of right now, for the VA, yes. I wasn't able to add her because I didn't have much of her information. Like I said, I did not know if she was mine or not. So that was my biggest concern, which was, like I told you, I was happy that we got the paternity. Now I can move forward with the process of adding her to my information in the Veteran Affairs.
So how much would it cost to put Eliana on your insurance, your private health insurance?
As far as that number, I do not know. Like I was saying, I generally don't know. I just know my son, I believe they take out 120, I would say, on my check, on top of the child support that I'm already paying.
All right, I'm sorry, they're taking out money for his health insurance or the VA. Not the VA is not taking the money out, right?
Your Honor, yes, they're taking out money for Koa Savior, my son.
All right, you on VA, champ?
One more time.
What are you on? What are you on? What VA program are you on? You on champ VA or what?
The program I'm at is Dallas. I'm in Dallas currently.
Yes, sir. Okay, I understand that. I'm just talking about what type of health insurance do you carry? You know, I'm an old Army brat myself. I had TRICARE till I graduated from law school. Well, a year before I graduated from law school because Dad was retired. But what form of insurance is that based on? I know the VA used to have VA Champ VA, and I'm not sure what other programs they might have at this point available to fathers. So.
I'm currently not sure, Your Honor. Like I said, in a mix-up of my pay, because right now I'm also paying for health insurance that I currently don't need at my other job, and they're taking also another 120, which is making my check go a lot more down. But I'm in the process of getting that taken away, so um, everything can just enroll over to the VA because I currently didn't know that I had coverage overall. Um, I got told I was going to be sent a letter when we were covered, but that wasn't the case. I had to go up to the VA and let them know. My graduating class for ETSing out the military did fail me a lot, so I didn't really get any good information that your average veteran would know. So just a bit lost in the sauce, I would say.
All right. All right, then. Well, with that the information, I know what I would need to do, and so your state may proceed. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a veteran?
Yes, ma'am. I am a veteran. Served 3.5 years in the Army.
Thank you for your service. Do you get any VA disability benefits?
No, I do not. No, ma'am.
If Eliana's last name changed, what last name would you want her to have?
As far as the mother requested, Sweeney Tresvant is okay with me.
When Eliana was born, how much money were you making?
When she was born, minus the child support, I was making 500, 500 if we weren't counting. But as far as an hour of what I was getting paid at Whataburger, I was getting paid 12 an hour, which wasn't enough to even survive on my own. So,
How many hours per week were you working?
40 hours a week, Monday through Friday. Sometimes it'll be more if I work. If I was asking to come in Saturday or Sunday, but most likely I would get sent home because they didn't need the extra service.
When did it change?
January 19th of this year, 2026. I started working at Micah Steelworks, and then from there, I started off getting paid 17, but once I switched over to the night shift, they switched it to 19.
When did you switch to 19?
Sorry, we were waiting on our night shift to come in, so I don't remember the exact date, but the exact month would be around, I would say March. So March 5th, I would assume. Don't mark my word for that, but
Was it March 2nd?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay. That's all right. That's all right. But then in March it changed to 19 per hour. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Any questions of either witness at this time?
No, Your Honor.
All right. As soon as I start hearing this one, I realized I didn't get that as part of my morning speech this morning. All right, guys, here's, before we go down the path any further, here's the deal. The court normally, in these type of circumstances, I got an order of visitation. The child's under the age of 3. The standard possession order does not kick in till the child is 3 years old. So the court has some leeway to deal with that up until that age. The other leeway I have is to do breakout visits to get the child and the father used to being around each other. The norm is I have a schedule where the visitation is 4 hours with the custodial party being there or a designated agent, and then there's the next level up after that is 4 hours by the person, the non-custodial party and the child by themselves. Then the next level after that is 8 hours with the child and the non-custodial party by themselves. And then finally, the fourth level is overnight visitation. I usually do a minimum of 4 visits at each level. I'm sorry, I usually do a minimum of 6 visits at each level. But when I've got long distance visitation and like this, looks sound like this gentleman's coming in from the Metroplex, I usually make it somewhere between 3 and 4 visits at each level. But I do still make each level has to be done and completed before you move to the next level. So, sir and ma'am, I'm looking at having him come to do visitation with the custodial party. The custodial party's designated agent. Sound like she's got a designated agent, and that will be 3 to 4 times, sir, where you actually have to come here to do it. And I'll do this normally at the residence of the custodial party. And like I said, it is for 4 hours. And this is your visitation and your visitation alone. She's allowed to have, like I said, the designated agent take care of it for her. And after you do that first level, then you would be normally allowed to pick a child up for 4 hours. But obviously, you would be restricted to the general area until you get to overnight visits as far as that's concerned. That's what I'm looking at doing. So I'm looking at doing 4 at the first level, and then after that, I'm looking at doing 3 going forward, which means the next 3 after that, for the next 6 after that, sir, you would be restricted to Bell, to the city with the child, and then after you completed all that, once you get the overnights, then you would be allowed to take the child back to your home and do overnight visits. But until we get to that point, sir, that's what I'm looking at doing, and that's what I'm looking at doing, ma'am. Right now, I'm looking at, as far as the information is concerned, I'm looking at naming you both joint managed conservators. I'm looking at naming mom having the right to decide domicile. I have not. I'll listen to closing statements and closing arguments to see whether or not that will be restricted to the state of Texas or something along those lines going forward. I'm looking at guideline child support. I'm looking at retroactive. I'm looking at repayment. Again, these are all journal items that the court should order and will order going forward. And I just need to figure out the overall math that I'm going to use on those. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and let the state recall anybody, and I'll let you each make closing statements and closing arguments to what you want me to do going forward. But again, that is the norm. And again, y'all had this child together, so going forward, y'all will have the opportunity to raise this child together. But again, sir, you don't get the standard visitation, 30 days in the summer, a week at Christmas, every other year, a week at Thanksgiving. You live far enough apart that you would automatically get every week at spring break. But again, you would not get that until after the age of 3, which will not be until, off the top of my head, that would not be until 2028. So, and with that in mind, I'll have to let the state recall either witness that the state feels appropriate, and then I'll let you both tell me what you want me to do based on what I've just told you and everything else that y'all have gone over today. So at this time, Mrs. Bexler, any question of either witness?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am. After what I just said, and what we're probably looking at going forward, what would you be requesting me to do, ma'am?
I'm okay with what you stated. The supervised visits, and then gradually working into him having her on his own, and then working into 1 overnight visit.
Or one set of overnight visits, right? Mm-hmm. And if he's coming in from that distance, I will tweak that a little bit. I usually only make it for right at 24 hours, but if he's coming in from a great distance, if he's coming in from Dallas-Fort Worth area, which it sounds like he is, then I would probably start it at 12 noon and then end at 6 p.m. the following Sunday. Any problem with that?
No, sir.
All right, sir, your turn. What do you want me to do?
Your Honor, like you did mention, yes, I am only 30 minutes away from DFW, so yes, DFW area. But as far as driving down there, it already takes me 2 hours and 30 minutes to get down there, so it is a kind of a distance. I was wondering, is there any possible way we can try to meet in the middle, as far as like a city like Waco or?
Okay, here's the deal, sir. You and she can agree to something, but the setup is right now she's in Bell County, Texas, and you're the one that moved away, so it's your responsibility to come to Bell and pick the child up, so forth and so on. And even after, if you got standard visitation, it'll still be your responsibility to do so long as she lives in Bell, and if the state restricts her to Bell and contiguous county, so long as she does that, lives in Bell or County touches Bell, then you would have to drive down to pick the child up and take the child back. That's the way it sets up under the family code for everybody. Because like I said, and so long as she remains here. Now, if she moves to San Antonio, then you've got to drive all the way to San Antonio to pick the child up. But then she's got to drive to Dallas-Fort Worth to pick the child up at the end of visitation. So again, that's the way Texas sets up visitation. So that'll make it your responsibility. Next question or the next statement, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's next? Anything else, sir? Any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. As far as driving down, you understand. As far as driving down to get used to the child, have the child used to get around, being around you. Once you start coming down for visitation, I do allow you to bring a family. Well, you get to take the child off for 4 hours. That first step, you can bring a family member. Do not ever bring a girlfriend or ma'am, don't have your new boyfriend anywhere around him when it's time to pick the child up. Because that's when CPS and the police and push comes to shove, DPS gets involved, and you don't want any of those folks involved in your life going forward as far as as far as your circumstances are concerned. So again, I say keep paramours out. Don't send a paramour down, sir, to pick it up. Once it's your turn to actually get real visitation, you can use a designated agent to pick the child up from mom's residence and bring the child back to you. If you got it, but again, that needs to be a family member. And if you get married, you can use your wife. And like I say, and she gets married, she can use her husband. But until that happens, until they're legally bound to you, we don't, because boyfriends and girlfriends change sometimes 2 or 3 times a year. So yeah, we don't use them. We only use family members going forward. So I'll start with you, sir. Anything else you're asking me to do? I'm getting ready to make my rulings. I hadn't done that yet. So anything else you're asking me to do?
No, Your Honor. That was about it.
All right, ma'am. Anything else, Ms. Harris? You asking me to do?
No, Your Honor.
All right, folks, here's what I'm looking at doing, Miss Bexler. I'm looking at naming the parties joint managed conservators. I'm going to give mom the right to decide domicile. Since, ma'am, he doesn't live in Bell County, I will order that you have to remain in the central time zone of the state of Texas unless you ask me permission to move somewhere else. That I'm going to keep you in Texas until further order of the court. Please remember, if you move from Bell with that setup, if you move from Bell County, then you're going to be responsible for picking the child up at the end of visitation. So keep that in mind going forward if you do move. But for right now, I'm going to name you both joint managed conservators. I'm going to give you the right to decide domicile. That right's restricted to the central time zone of the state of Texas. I'm going to go ahead and order guideline child support as requested by the state, starting the first day of September, and cash medical starting the first day of September. Retroactive child support is granted, and the repayment as requested by the state is also granted, and that starts the first day of September. I'm going to go ahead and order visitation. Ms. Bexler, I'm going to go ahead and order the first 4 visits have to be at the mother's, with the mother or the mother's designated agent. The father, sir, I'm going to order you to give the mom at least I'm going to order you to give her at least 5 days advance notice. So if you're going to come down and it's the first, third, and fifth Saturdays of the month, ma'am, what you prefer? I'm going to make, sir, with your work schedule, if I was to make the visits on Saturday, would it be better to make the visits where you get 4 hours on Saturday or Sunday? And then I'm getting ready to ask her the same question. So if you're going to come down, and believe me, if you're coming down from Dallas for 4 hours, you want Saturday, not Sunday. Okay, but that's left up to you. So,
and then one more time as far as the time schedules for
it's always on Saturday or Sunday, sir, and it would be from 1 p.m. on Friday, Saturday till 5 p.m. on Saturday, 4 hours, okay? And you can do that on Saturdays or Sundays, but I usually make it on Saturdays because the traffic on I-35 is usually a lot better. It's not great, but it's better on Saturdays than it is on Sundays, okay? You're talking to a guy that went to East Texas State University and I had to drive through Dallas to get to Commerce. Okay, so I know. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Yes, that is fine.
All right, and I'm gonna order 4 visits at that first level, but ma'am, and sir, every visit after that where he gets to pick the child up for 4 hours, I'm going to set that at 3 visits. When he has to pick the child up for and have the child all day, that's 3 visits. And when he gets overnight visits, I'll start the visits at 12 p.m. on Saturday for overnight, then going to 6 p.m. on Sunday. You will get stuck in that traffic at that point, sir, but there's no avoidance of that. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm gonna go ahead and again order the guideline child. I've done all that. I'm gonna go ahead and waive court costs. I'm going to grant non-disclosure as far as the mom's concerned, but y'all are both, and the dad doesn't want an address, but y'all both ordered to keep your telephone information available to each. I'm going to put y'all, there's not a lot of money in this group, but I am going to go ahead and order y'all use a parenting app. It used to be free, then it's now something like $9-10 a month. But the courts prefer it. It's called App Close. It used to be free, but now it's going to cost y'all about $9 a month. Ma'am, you would download App Close first, APPCLOSE, set up the account, and give dad that information. And going forward, all communication concerning this child will be used through App Close. The reason I want it that way because I hate trying to put into evidence text messaging. But if you text on App Close, you call on App Close, everything is set up in a legal form that can later be downloaded and given directly to the court in a very legal form. So again, that's what I want. So and that's what we're gonna set that up. She's only she's what, 18 months now?
19 months, Your Honor.
19 months now. All right, here's the other thing. I will also order every Sunday at 6 p.m. Well, I used to say when 60 Minutes is coming on, but now that CBS is messing that up, I still will make it 6 p.m. on Sunday. I will allow FaceTime, okay? But again, sir, you need to let Mom know that you're going to want your FaceTime coming up, and you need to let her know at least 3 days in advance on that. So on Thursday evening, say, hey, I'm gonna try to FaceTime her at 6 p.m. this coming Sunday, and App Close has a FaceTime function. So that way, you send the text messages, App Close will tell me you did that. If no one shows up for the FaceTime, or the App Close will tell me that he didn't show up or she didn't show up. So that's why I like App Close. It's my way of going forward, technically, and being able to see what y'all are doing one way or the other. I don't have to deal with he said, she said, because the app tells me what he did and she did. All right.
Yes, Your Honor. As far as the time, Your Honor, like I said, I do work night shifts, so 6 p.m. would kind of be a little.
Okay, well, she's a small child, so let's go. What time? What time do you have to go to work, sir?
So I work from 4 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. But
Okay,
my lunch.
Okay, so I'm going to make it.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to make it 12 noon on. You got to get up. You'll be up by 12 noon, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah.
Okay, let's make it 12 noon on Sundays for FaceTime. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, she should be up. You should be up. She's about ready to take a nap by then, but hey, close enough. All right. And like I say, I make them for 30 minutes, but you're going to keep a 2-year-old entertained for 30 minutes, sir. You're going to have to put on a clown suit and dance around the room. You might get 5 minutes, you might get 10, or sometimes with those little ones, she'll talk 1 hour if she wants to. Okay, but that's left up to her. So, but like I say, I'll make it for a minimum of 30 minutes. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, guys, that's what I'm looking at. I'm going to waive court costs due to military service. So, sir, you don't owe Bell County any money, so you don't have to worry about getting bail for that. Is there anything else specifically I need to rule on, Ms. Bexler?
Any family violence finding, Your Honor?
I'm going to not find. All right. All right. Okay. The child's 19 months now. I'm going to find that there is a reason not for me to put the people each information in there. So I tell you what, folks, I'm going to hold off. And ma'am, you said there was that. When did that you were alleging that headbutt incident took place? What? How far along pregnant were you? Ms. Harris.
Ms. Harris?
Yeah, she seems to be frozen. Yeah, that happens. All right, there. Okay, ma'am. What you said that there was that headbutt incident when you had to call the neighbor up and everything. How far along pregnant were you at that time?
I was about 2 months pregnant.
All right. All right. So if you went to fruition, it'd be 7 months. So 7 plus 19 months here. That would put this at her at 26. I'm supposed to look at any incident that's more than 24 months, less than 24 months old. So again, but again, based on something happened during pregnancy, I'm gonna have to look that one up again because this is a rare incident. So that may change the 24-month time frame. But I'll take a look at that and I'll make a separate ruling on that, Ms. Bexler, and I'll let you know. I'll let you have them. I'll let them know what my ruling is on that once I double check whether or not there's a special circumstance dealing with an incident that happened during pregnancy. Okay. All right, but at this time, is there anything else you need, Ms. Bexler?
Will you be emailing
I'm hoping
that
to have
separate
that
ruling?
information. I'm hoping to let you know about it before the end of the day on that one. This seems to be a light docket, and I'll have the opportunity to go ahead and research that before we get out of here.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay.
But I don't want them to have to hang around. I don't want to have them to hang around while I make my decision because somebody's got to get up and go to work here soon.
So after the modified possession order, it turns into the standard possession order, Your Honor?
The standard long distance possession order. And again, sir, that's usually 1 week in the month if you live more than 100 miles away. But again, you got to let mom know in advance if you want that weekend. But normally, again, when people are coming in from Dallas, Fort Worth, and the way traffic sets up, weekend visitation is not the most practical in the world. It can work, but the norm is you get that extra time in the summer, you get every spring break, and that all kicks in. The summers and spring break, the week of spring break kick in after the child's 3 years old. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
So next summer, if you want summer visitation, Mr. Bexler, I'll go ahead and say he can have a 1 week summer visitation with the child, but he needs to and that will be, and so you can plan ahead of time, sir. The pickup will be the first Saturday in July, and drop off will be the following Saturday. Pickup will be 12 noon, and that's only if you've gotten all the way through everything else. If you've gone through all the weekends like you're supposed to and everything else, the break-in visits, then you can go ahead and have that week in the summer. And if you've done all that by next summer, you can pick the child up on the first Saturday at 12 noon and return the child the following Saturday at 12 noon. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. But that's only after you complete all that. And then, ma'am, same. And then that's going forward for that first summer. And after and if he doesn't do the first summer next summer, then he'll do it the following summer. He gets a week. But once you do that 1 week, sir, get that out under your belt, then you can move to the standard 42-day summer visitation for people who live more than 100 miles away to every spring break. But until you get that first summer under your belt, sir, that'll be that circumstance. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I know that's a lot of technical, but the state's going to put that all in order, and then I'll make that a ruling on the family violence indicator in a moment. So anything else, Ms. Bexler, and then I'm going to go to the parties.
I don't believe so, Your Honor. I think I'm done.
All right, then. Ms. Harris, any other questions? Again, Dad's going to get those break-in visits. After he completes those break-in visits, if he does the summer visit, if he gets those all done within a year, which is easy enough to do. Well, not easy, but it can be done real easily in a year. If he gets to that done by June the 30th of next year, then he gets to have the child that 1 week in the summer, and going forward, he's going to get the. By then, she's almost 3, and going forward after that, he gets the standard visitation period. If he doesn't do that 1 week gets the standard, the break-in visits done until he gets all the break-in visits done and does that 1 week in the summer, he doesn't get to move to the standard visitation, which includes the 42 days in the summer. Every spring break sort of deal, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and sir, you can do that. Ma'am, which ISD are you in?
Colleen ISD.
All right, so sir, going forward, once you get the standard visitation, even though she's not in school, if you get the standard visitation before the age of 3, your schedule will be based on the Colleen ISD for Christmas and spring break, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and which Thanksgivings you get. All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Bexler, I'm gonna go ahead and obviously I'm gonna have to make a ruling. You can take the parents back and break out and tell them everything that you'll be looking at doing as far as the paperwork's concerned, and I'll go ahead and start the research on the family violence indicator, and I'll probably be able to might be able to rule on that before they get out of here, but but it may take me just a little bit longer than that. So Thank y'all all both very much. Good luck to both of y'all and your little girl. And they're a lot of fun, sir. But I just attended the birthday party and all the girls showed up. And it's great when they're old enough to order the bottle of tequila to bring to the party. Okay, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, you're a long way off from that one. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, man. Yeah, good luck. It's going to take both of y'all. All right, that's the bottom line. You know, it's because she's going to get bigger, stronger, faster, smarter than both of you someday. And so, yeah, it's going to take both of y'all to figure this one out. So, good luck to both of you. All right, thank you. All right, the state wants you back. Miss Bex, you going back and break out until and go over everything, but you're looking at doing.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the state's going to put you back in breakout rooms to go over everything but the family violence finding. And like I said, I'm going to start the research on that if there's not another hearing, right? But I think there's another hearing, so that might take a little while. Thank you. All right, for this hearing,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.